Hello friends, welcome to Oceanic Economics. Today we are discussing on Asian Development Bank, which topic playing important role in the international economic study. In this series, Economicspedia give to you all the important concepts of economics related. So stay tuned with Oceanic Economics. Asian Development, also known as ADB, is the important international organization that the affect in India and other nations, in especially Asian countries. Asian Development Bank was established in the year 1966 with the head office at Manila in located in Philippines. It has 67 members from the Asian Pacific regions. This bank was the modeled on the lines of the World Bank. Asian Development Bank is the work as a faster economic growth and cooperation in the region of the Asia and Pacific and contributed to the acceleration of the economic development of the developing countries of this region. The basic objective of this the bank is the encouragement of economics and financial cooperation among the regional members. The member enjoy the right to the construct the project supported by the bank's loan. In 28 years of the operation, the bank has become a major catalyst in the promoting the development of the most populous and the fastest growing region in the world today. The bank is the implying principle of the functions are firstly given to the to make a loan and the equity investment for the economic and social advancement of the developing members countries. Second, to provide the technical assistance of the for the preparation and executions of the development project and programs are advisory services. Third is presenting to the promote investment of the public and private capital for the development purpose. And fourth, last is presented and focus to the response of the requested for the assistance in coordination development policies and plan for the member countries. In its operation, the bank is also the required to the given the special attention to the need for the smaller or less developing countries and given the priority to the regional sub-regional and national projects, the programs which will the contributed to the harmonious economic growth for the regional as whole in the Asian countries. Asian Development Bank achieve the purposely work in Asian regions. The principle of the goal of the Asian Development Bank is to foster economic growth to achieve and cooperation in the Asia Pacific region. The Asia Pacific region is home to the bulk of the Asian Development Bank's members. To promote development, the Asian Development Bank provides the grants, loans, technical support, and equity investment to the development of the member nation, the private sector, and public-private partnerships. Asian Development Bank was set up in 1966 under the leadership of the Japan as the one of the first industrialization state in Asia. The Asian Development Bank financed development projects in its member states across Asia. As of the 2019, the bank listed 68 members, which is composed of the 49 regional members and 19 non-regional members. The original regional members are the geographically situated in the Asia and are the primary beneficiaries of the bank's programs, where the non-regional member primary from the Western countries, mainly is coming Europe, North America, and contributed of the capital to the banks. The decision of the making process is Asian Development Bank is like that the World Bank. Its the number of votes controlled by the members is commercial with the number of the share is held by the member. Today, Japan controls the highest number of the share, which is about 50.56 is the ownership of the Asian Development Bank. Asian Development Bank is focused on the key areas of the development that are the aligned with the World Bank's Sustainable Development Goals means SDGs is key of the education, health, transport, energy, finance sector and climate change. The Asian Development Bank aim to provide for the sustainable and inclusive economic growth for financing projects in area like the education, health, while also helping the improve the capital market and business infrastructure in target countries. There are the other more the specialization area as well as such a public-private partnership means PPS, information technology, regional cooperation and integration, which serve as the secondary capacity building programs. Asian Development Bank operate as the viable banking institution, charging a flow of the capital to the regional from the outside sources. The banks affiliate Asian Development Fund give us soft loans, commercial rate of the interest and the longer grace and or the repayment period time to the poorest nation in the region. The bank's operation covered the entire spectrums of the economic development with the particular emphasis of the agriculture, energy, capital market, development, transport and communication and social infrastructure. Most bank financing is designed to support the specific project. The bank also provide the multi-project in the loans in development focus to this achievement. Asian Development Bank actively pursue the co-financing activities with the official as well as the commercial and export the credit sources. The bank has also entered into the equity investment operation. Now, we talk about the resources of the Asian Development Bank is presented loan from the ordinary capital resources which account for the 66% of the cumulative bank lending are generally the made to the member countries which have attained a somewhat higher level of the economic development. Loans from the Asian Development Fund are made on the highly concessional terms and almost exclusively to the poorest borrowing countries. The financial resources of the bank consist of the ordinary capital resources, comprising the subscribed capital resource reserve and the fund raised throughout the borrowing and the special fund, comparing the contribution made by the members countries and accumulated net income and amount previously set aside from the paid in the capital. Membership and organization is a Asian Development Bank is presented. Firstly, we talk about the membership. The membership of the Asian Development Bank is open to all the member and associate the members of the ECAFE and the member of the United Nations or any its specialized agencies. It's by the year ending 2003. 63 countries were the members, but out of them, 45 were the regional and 18 non-regional members in 2003. We talk about the organization is working on the apex of the policy-making body of the Asian Development Banks, the Board of Governors, which a member country nominate the governors and the one alternate the governors. The responsibility for this general direction of this operation of the bank is vested of the Board of Directors. The Board of the Director is constituted by the 12 directors, which them has the alternate the directors. The director hold the office for the term of the 2 years, subject their the re-elections. All the matter are the decided by the for the terms of the 2 years subject to their the re-elections. All the matter are the decided by the majority votes except where the expressly provide the otherwise by the charter. The total voting power of each member country consists of the sum of the basic votes and proportional votes. The basic votes consist of the 30% of the total vote power of these are equally distributed among the members. The remaining 70% of the total voting power is proportions of these the share held by the members countries in the capital stock of the banks. The chairman of the board of directors is the president of the banks, is the assistant in the executive management and operation of the banks by the vice president and other official and the staff. Importance of the function of the Asian Development Bank is playing important role in process of development in Asian countries. First function of this Asian Development Bank is presented as a financial assistance to the underdeveloped members countries. The bank provides the financial assistance to the underdeveloped countries in the form of the grants and loans. The loan is given out of these ordinary funds, the reserve and special funds reserve. Loans are the give for the development project, a special project. All the direct loans are the hard loans called to for this the period of the 20 years repayable over 15 years with the 5 years and grace period. In interest rate is determined according to the leading the rate system for US dollar loan is the given to or explained to system of the loans is presented bank given the three types of the loans. Firstly, talk about the project loans. Second, sector loans. Third, program loans. First, project loan are the given a special project. Second, sector loan are the given to number of the related project in the given sector. Third, program loans cover more than the one sector and the related to the implementation of the policy program for the bringing about the certain charges. At the time of the given loan to the bank considered is the economic, technical and the financial feasibilities of this effect of the general activities of the concerned country and the capacity to the repay of the loan. We can say in shortly, so Asian Development Bank is allowed to the following types of the loans. Firstly, we briefly talk about the development financing institution as a guaranteed of the government. They provide the help to medium enterprises in the government guarantees. Its help to the provide the entrepreneur is the form of the equity and the loan without the government guarantee. It's a help to the strength of the finance institution of the capital market and also the help the public sector enterprises and the privatization without the government guarantees. Second function is the Asian Development Bank is a talk about the technical assistance to the member countries. This assistance to the given the form of the grants of the loans or both. This help is given to the implementation of the specific nation to a regional development or project. Further help to the given to the form of the creation of the new institution on this national and the regional basis. The bank also do provide the advisory services under its technical assistance program. Is saint is the own expert and sometimes hire the consultants for the reorganization institution for the project implementation in these member countries. Third function is to talk about all the conduct, survey and the research to the prepare future policies. It does the survey and the research to the highlight the achievement, prospectus to the economic development of the member countries and to solve the problem if any. Fourth function is to talk about the bank does work the poverty reduction, social activities and conservation of the national environment. It's now the pay the more attention the human resources development in the order to the develop the skill and the capable manpower in the developing countries and also the developing countries member. Capital resources of Asian development banks initially had the authorized capital of 2.99 billion US dollar. Out of that, 1.09 billion US dollar had been the subscribed. 50% of the subscribed capital was the come from the paid up the capital and the remaining 50% was in the form of the capable shares. The latter were to serve as a security for the obligation of the banks. The paid in the part of the subscribed capital was the paid in 5 equal year installment. The member could pay the 50% of the each installment in their the local currencies and 50% in the convertible currencies. The authorized capital of the bank was subsequently raised in 1972 and 1976. At the end of the June 2003, the authorized capital of the bank stood at the 51.99 in billion of US dollar, of which the 12% was in the form of the paid in the capital and 88% was capable callable of the capital. The subscribed capital of the Asian Development Bank at that time the stood up the US dollar 51.99 billion, but which the share is regional member was the 63.2%, that was the non-regional members was 36.8%. The bank made the supplement of the resources by the increasing its capital, issuing the bonds and accepting the contribution that was are the called the special fund. The principal non-regional members include the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, and Japan. They have not only the made substantial contribution to the share of the capital in Asian Development Bank, but have also the contribution to bank special fund. Now we talk about the presidents of the Asian Development Banks. Masasungu Asakawa is the president of the Asian Development Bank and the chairman of the Asian Development Bank's boards of directors. He was elected by the Asian Development Bank's board of the governors as is the chairman and assumed office on 17 January 2020. Masasungu Asakawa, born in 25 January 1958 in Japanese civil servant family, is the president of the Asian Development Banks. Asakawa is the 10th president of the Asian Development Banks as the selected. Taking office on the January 17, 2020, he was previously the special advisor to the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and the Japanese Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Taro Aso. He was previously the Deputy Minister of the International Affairs at the Ministry of the Finance in Japan. Asian Development Bank leading the operation are the broadly of the two types, ordinary and specialization operation. The leading operation finance out the ordinary capital resources of the capital bank are the called the ordinary operation. Such a loan operation as consist the financing of the foreign exchange or local currencies. Component of the dash cost structure of the specified project. The bank can make the available to the borrowing the countries the required currencies out of these own resources, apart from the providing the direct loans for the project in member countries. The bank also provide the indirect loans to the financial institution in the members countries. The specialization operation of the bank are the finance from the previous various special funds such the Technical Assistance Special Fund, Asian Development Fund, Agriculture Special Fund, and Multipurpose Special Funds. In addition to the provision of the project loans of the member countries, the bank also provide the technical assistance to them the formulation, financing, and execution of the development plans and projects and the creation of the institution in the search field of the agricultural industry, public administration. It's also the Spain the technical assistant missing mission with the provide the approval of the potential reception member of the country. During that time, the 1968 to 1973 period, the bank approved the loan amount 1.38 billion US dollar to 21 countries for 189 projects. Out of them, 26.5% loan were given the electrical power project. 24% loan were the extend to the project in the field of the transport and communication center. 12.5% for agriculture development, 11.2% for the water supply project, and 1% for the educational project. During this period, almost 50% of the loan went to the East Asian countries. India did not ask for the assistance for the bank during this period. During 1974 to 1992 period, the loan extended by the bank to the member countries amount of 41.8 billion US dollar for 31 projects. In the year of the ending June 1992, Asian Development Bank advanced the loan amount the 5.11 billion US dollar for the 65 projects. The loan from the ordinary capital resources aggregated 95 billion US dollar for the loan for the Asian Development Fund amount to the 1.16 billion dollar. 63% of these credit were the specified project and 21% were to the specified sector to economic of the member of the countries. In 2003, out of the total Asian Development Bank leading US dollar 105.07 billion to the highest allocation of the 21.87% was made for the transport communication sector, followed by the 20.33% and 17.66% and 60.28% for the economy, agriculture, and natural resources and social infrastructure, respectively. The Asian Development Bank and India's relation providing benefitly is the Asian Development Bank has been the making useful contribution in the financial development project and programs related to the private and public sector in developing countries of the Asia. Prior to the 1986, India made no borrowing from the Asian Development Bank. The loan authorization of the India during the 1986 to 1987 was 251.6 billion US dollar, which rose to dollar 649.8 million in 1991 to 1992. This gross inflow of the assistance in the 1991 to 1992 include to 150 billion US dollar for the special assistance project and 125 million US dollar as the first tranche of the hydrocarbon loan sector. In 1997 to 1998, loan authorization from the Asian Development Bank amount to $650 million, while the stood as the $630 million in 1996 to 1997. The utilization of the assistance for this Asian Development Bank was, however, woefully small during 1987 to 1990 period. The amounted to the only 153.2 million US dollar, which was just 10.55% of the aid authorization from the Asian Development Bank in that period. The utilization of the Asian Development Bank assistance in 1997 to 1998 amount to 601.1 million US dollar, which was only 92.3% of the authorized assistance. Despite the sanction of the imposed by the Group of Seven, is means called G7 industrialization countries after the atomic test in May 1998. Asian Development Bank has approved the three loans amount to $625 million to India. One of these loans is $250 million. Program loans to the which $100 million have already been released the Asian Development Bank. During the 1996 to 1999 period, Asian Development Bank loan disbursement of the India was over $600 million a year. In 1998, it was the 32% higher than the disbursement in ratio of China. During 1999 to 2002 period, total authorization of the assistance by the Asian Development Bank to these countries amount to the $3.04 billion. The utilization of the Asian Development Bank assistance was, however, only $1.47 billion. The Asian Development Bank assistance authorized to India during 2003 to 2009 in that time period amounted to the US dollar 8.48 billion. During this same period of this Asian Development Bank assistance actually utilized by the country was the order of US dollar 5.37 billion, which was the 63.3% of the authorized assistance. The effort must be the direct of the improve the extended of utilization of the assistance secured from this Asian Development Bank. Asian Development Bank and Government of India agreed to the new country partnership strategy for the 2013 to 2017 period. Under this strategy, Asian Development Bank will provide the loan of $2 billion annually. Asian Development Bank aimed to the increasing the services and non-services lending to India from the present $7 billion to $9 billion in 3 years from 2015 to 2017 to $10 billion to $12 billion. The Asian Development Bank has been the planning for the increasing its portfolio in this private sector in India. It will look into the possibility of the taking up the equity in the private banks, ports, bridge, and petrochemical projects. The Asian Development Bank may also finance some the unconventional project in the private sector and the road maintenance project. The Asian Development Bank has, however, no plan to assist the steel industry and oil exploration. This project, the latter are considered as the too high risk project to the finance by the Asian Development Bank. The Asian Development Bank would the endeavor of the finance more the project in the infrastructure sector. Now we talk about the criticism of Asian Development Bank. Asian Development Bank work is a fastly, rapidly work, but some countries get objection from this working condition of Asian Development Bank. Firstly, we discuss on the criticisms, emphasis on the leading to private sector project. Although objective of the Asian Development Bank specify that the advances by the will be made for the furthering the growth of the both private and public sector in member countries. Yet the Asian Development Bank operation indicated that a higher priority has been given to private sector project. It has taken the very little interest in this the development of the public sector, which has the key role in the development progress of less developing countries. Second criticism is showing on the tied loans. Asian Development Bank generally provide the tied loan and the borrowing the countries are required to the utilize fund for only for the specialized purpose. Such restriction tend to the discourage to developing countries who are the greater need to the non-project investable resources. Third criticism say about the high rate of the interest is calling to the interest rate charges by the Asian Development Bank on the credit is relatively higher than that the charges by the some other international financial institution. The proportions of these concessional loan in the total leading of the Asian Development Bank has remained too low. The developing countries of the Asia therefore have a look other institution for the assistance. Next criticism talk about the political biases in the lending. There is a serious charges against the credit operation in the Asian Development Bank that there is an element of the political bias in the loan policy. The Asian Development Bank seems to promote that the statistics and interests of the United States and her the allies. The majority of these Asian countries that have the received credit from the Asian Development Bank include the countries like the South Korea, Singapore, Philippines, which are the fairly developed countries. The countries pursuing the independently political and economic policies have not been able to secure assistance from the Asian Development Bank to the desired to the extended. In overall, we observation and this the criticism about the objection in important that there the reciprocal of the role of the financing of the Asian Development Bank so that we can become a more effective and efficient instrument for the acceleration development for the poor countries in the Asian regions.